Imagine a land of endless grasslands, powerful horses, fearless warriors, and an empire that once ruled nearly half the known world. This is the incredible history of Mongolia. Long before it became a powerful empire, Mongolia was home to nomadic tribes who lived on the vast steppes of Central Asia. These people moved with their animals, horses, sheep, and camels, surviving in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Life was tough, but it created some of the strongest warriors in history. In ancient times, powerful tribal confederations like the Xiongnu challenged even mighty China. In fact, parts of the Great Wall of China were built to defend against northern nomadic tribes from the Mongolian steppes. But everything changed in the 12th century with the birth of a boy named Temujin. Temujin was born into a poor and struggling family. His father was poisoned by rival tribes, and his family was abandoned by their own clan. He grew up facing hunger, betrayal, and danger. But these hardships shaped him into a brilliant leader. Through alliances, loyalty, and ruthless battles, Temujin united the divided Mongol tribes. In 1206, he was declared Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. Under Genghis Khan, Mongolia transformed from scattered tribes into the largest contiguous land empire in history. The Mongol army was unlike any other. They were masters of horseback warfare. Each soldier could shoot arrows with deadly accuracy while riding at full speed. They moved fast, attacked unexpectedly, and used clever military strategies. Fear spread ahead of them. Genghis Khan conquered large parts of China, Central Asia, and the Middle East. Cities that resisted were often destroyed completely, but cities that surrendered were protected and sometimes even prospered. After Genghis Khan's death in 1227, his empire didn't fall. Instead, it expanded even further under his sons and grandsons. One of his most famous grandsons was Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan completed the conquest of China and established the Yuan Dynasty in 1271. He became the emperor of China and ruled from Beijing. During this period, trade flourished along the Silk Road. The Mongol Empire connected Europe and Asia like never before. Goods, ideas, technology, and even diseases traveled across continents. One famous traveler who visited Kublai Khan's court was Marco Polo, who later wrote stories about the wealth and wonders of the Mongol Empire. At its peak, the Mongol Empire stretched from Eastern Europe all the way to the Pacific Ocean. It covered nearly 24 million square kilometers, making it the largest contiguous land empire in history. But empires don't last forever. By the 14th century, internal conflicts, corruption, and rebellions weakened Mongol rule. In China, the Yuan dynasty was overthrown and replaced by the Ming dynasty. The empire gradually split into smaller khanates and declined. For centuries after the fall of the empire, Mongolia returned to a more traditional nomadic lifestyle. In the 17th century, Mongolia came under the control of China's Qing dynasty. Later, in the early 20th century, as the Qing dynasty collapsed, Mongolia declared independence in 1911. However, Mongolia soon became heavily influenced by Soviet Russia. In 1924, it became the Mongolian People's Republic, a communist state closely aligned with the Soviet Union. For much of the 20th century, Mongolia remained under strong Soviet influence. Religion was suppressed, especially Buddhism, which had been central to Mongolian culture for centuries. But everything changed again in 1990. After peaceful democratic protests, Mongolia transitioned from communism to democracy. In 1992, it adopted a new constitution, becoming a democratic republic. Today, modern Mongolia is an independent nation balancing tradition and modern life. The capital city, Ulaanbaatar, is rapidly developing, yet many Mongolians still live as nomadic herders, just like their ancestors. Horses remain central to Mongolian culture. Traditional festivals like Nadam celebrate wrestling,
archery, and horse racing, the same skills that once built a world empire. From humble nomadic beginnings to ruling the largest land empire in history, to becoming a modern democracy, Mongolia's story is one of resilience, power, and transformation. And at the center of it all stands the legacy of Genghis Khan, a name that still echoes across history. If you enjoyed this journey through Mongolia's past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore more incredible stories from world history.